whether it's your first dose or your second dose. In fact, I'd love to hear many of you who haven't been vaccinated yet to come forward with your first doses as soon as you can. To 8 p.m. last night, we had 1,284 cases of community transmission, and regrettably 12 people lost their lives. And we extend our condolences and sympathies to the loved ones of every person who has died in that time because they had COVID. And again, every day the statistics are given out in detail, but behind every death is a family, is a group of people who are mourning, and our thoughts must go to them. And it's a constant reminder about how deadly and sinister and how contagious this disease is. It's always difficult when you can see the light at the end of the tunnel to stay the course, but we're really urging everybody to stick to the rules. There are opportunities for us to consider easing restrictions moving forward, but we really need everybody just to stay the course. We're getting inching closer and closer to that 70% double vaccination rate, which is very pleasing. So getting to that milestone of 50 gives us heart that in some weeks we'll get to that 70% double dose and enjoy many more things than what we can today, and start to feel more normal about life at that stage. I can confirm the New South Wales Government has already started work and planning on our 80% plan and what happens at 80% double dose. And one of the things that obviously we expect to occur at 80% double dose is to consider our international borders. That is Aussies coming back home through Sydney Airport, but also our citizens having the opportunity to go overseas when previously they weren't able to. And I'm very pleased today to be joined by Minister Ayres, who ordinarily is the Minister for Major Events and tourism and a whole range of other matters, but today he'll be pleasingly announcing a home quarantine trial that we'll be doing in New South Wales. That will start in the next couple of weeks. The planning work's already been done. Minister Ayres will talk about that now, but it's really opening the door to what home quarantine will look like for us moving forward. For those returning Australians who have got double dose vaccinations, they'll be able to consider having a home quarantine setting rather than having to be in a hotel, similar to the hotel behind us now, which has had thousands of people come through it in the hotel quarantine system. I'm sure Minister Ayres would much rather those hotels were returned to tourists rather than returning Australians. Pleasingly, New South Wales has already welcomed home or quarantined nearly 250,000 Australians. More so, I would say probably as much as all the other states combined. This is our responsibility, not just to our citizens, but to Australia. All of us have to play our part in helping Australia open up and reconnect with the world, and making sure we do it safely and cautiously according to these plans. Minister Ayres will go through that. But can I just say very strongly, if you haven't had vaccination yet, please come forward and get vaccinated. It's really important for us, once we hit that 70% double dose, which we're likely to in around the middle of October, is to make sure we have as high a rate of first doses as possible, but also make sure that we have good coverage amongst the 12 to 15-year-olds, and all the reports I've received are very positive on both those fronts, and we really encourage people to focus on that, because that is our ticket to freedom and that is our ticket to living more freely. I just wanted to also stress that we are working with business and industry to make sure that there is certainty and clarity around what everybody can expect at 70%, and obviously getting their input as to what might happen at 80%. So Dr. Gow now will give the health update. Minister Ayres will talk about the trial of our new quarantine system, and I should also say that includes a number of other